Hey, we are live and we are back with another episode for y'all. And I'm happy to have this guest back on the FIFA Koballa podcast. We got Nick Royalty. How we doing?
Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? I'm hyped to be back. I'm part two of the Kobala podcast. I've been counting down the days. I can't lie. I can't lie. Hyped to be back.
Nah, I
Ready
appreciate
to
you
go.
coming back and also appreciate you suggesting to come back again.
Yeah,
'Cause
bro. I was excited. I mean, I saw that you like took a little like a little hiatus, which is like always good for the brain. You know, you need to take a break here and there. But then I saw you come back. I was like, I gotta jump with the opportunity. You know?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I did take a break. I did take a month break. It was
Hmm.
just like a complete like um break. Like just no FIFA, no streaming,
Yeah.
no nothing. No web app, footbin, nothing. Just completely
total
away from the
total
game.
FIFA isolation. I love it.
Exactly, exactly. And it was really good. I got to focus on like other things like work and
Yeah,
like,
that's dope
you
for
know,
sure.
yeah.
And
So
I'm not gonna lie, like you didn't miss much. The game has been pretty stagnant since you've been gone. Like ever since Team of the Year, I guess that's when you really like took off then, or maybe
uh
like a little bit after. Like there was really nothing to be fair. So you picked a good time to be honest.
Yeah, I was kind of timing it too because I was like,
Yeah,
oh, let me just grind for Team of the Year, and then once
yeah,
it's over, then I'll take that month break.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that I think I mentioned last time that I was having internet problems.
Yeah.
I don't think the internet will completely go out, but I think there could be times like where every 30 minutes where you get cut off.
Wait, me or like
Probably
what do you mean?
like you would probably cut off with your audio.
Oh, okay, okay. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
how
but
I'll notice, but I guess maybe it'll freeze or something.
maybe a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
that's what happened yesterday. But
Okay.
I think so far after I called the internet service yesterday, there hasn't been too many issues. So hopefully, fingers
What internet
crossed.
provider do you have?
I use Spectrum.
Spectrum. Okay, yeah. Like no good, really good. Any ideas? Like what's the review?
With the issue.
Well, Spectrum is just in general.
Oh, just
I,
in
I don't I
general.
don't think we really have that over here, to be honest.
You guys don't have Spectrum. Okay.
I've heard of it, but
It's okay. I mean, I feel like I'm not getting the full internet speed, the download speed that
yeah,
uh that I'm supposed to get.
yeah. Well, the thing is, I've been with a few like internet providers, and I feel like they always try to just like screw you over a little bit. Like if you're not like before I started streaming,
Uh-huh.
I had to I forget like who I had, but they were like basically screwing me with like crazy upload and then like no download. So like it would basically even
Mm,
out to being like not the best speeds, right? And I
yeah.
called one day and I was like, yeah, you guys are basically just screwing us over. And they were like, all right, don't worry, we'll upgrade you to the best one we have, free, no charge, and we'll bring down your cost. So like they're just basically admitting that they were just like not giving you anything. I'm like, all right, I'll take it. And then I ended up just leaving after just because it wasn't that great internet. And then went to FiOS, which is FiOS is honestly like the best one I've had so far.
I
Very good
see.
internet.
What was the
Yeah,
previous one again?
I think I want to say it was Comcast or something like that.
Comcast.
I don't really
Okay.
know, something like that. Like it was crazy upload, and then the download was just like I think it was like 30, 45, and that was like the max. I was like, why is there such a disparity there? And they were just like,
Yeah,
yeah, this is just what we offer. I'm like, all right, I'm out. Peace.
got it.
But,
I heard good things about Verizon Files.
yeah, well, the thing
Yeah.
is, at least where I am, they have the what you call it, the fiber or whatever. So like I ended up
Okay.
upgrading to that, which is like basically the wired service instead of I think I forget like how like the fiber works, but it's been
Yeah.
amazing so far. I have no complaints.
Is that also Verizon Fiber?
Yeah, Verizon Fiber, and then there's also Google Fiber.
Right, there's Google Fiber.
Yeah,
Y- Yeah, I heard of that.
yeah.
But interesting enough, I mean, the internet's not bad, but
Hmm.
lately I've been having issues where it would just have trouble like reconnecting.
Yeah,
There'll
like
be
cutouts.
moments, yeah, cutoffs. Yeah. So actually their customer service was actually not bad when I called them
Mm,
because I thought, Spectrum, they used to not be good with their customer service, but they were pretty helpful. And I'm gonna get a technician out here this week just to check out
yeah,
what
that's
what the
honestly the best
issues.
way to do it. Bring somebody out and they just like fix it up for you on the spot.
Yeah,
Always
because
the best show.
the guy that was helping me on the phone, I mean, he couldn't really figure it out. The best way he suggested was bringing someone out here.
Yeah,
So
factos.
yeah. So we'll see what the issue is. But hopefully it gets resolved.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully.
yeah, hopefully. Um, but anyways, enough with the internet talk. Yeah. So I did take a month break. I believe the content was like future stars and fantasy cards,
Yeah,
right?
future stars, fantasy. There might have been one more in there, but like for the most part, like they're good promos at the at the look of it, right? And then like
Mm-hmm.
EA tries to like actually produce it, and then it doesn't really come out that well. Like I don't know. There's been like sort of like a problem with FIFA that I don't know if you've noticed that they kind of made like they made the curve like so high for players like from the start. You had like your Jarzinhos, team of the year, you
Yeah.
had Pogba, Ramos,
Yeah.
and then there's just every promo they release, there's no players like comparable to any of those cards.
I
Like it's so
see.
hard to upgrade your team these days.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, cause like, I mean, even when I was away for a month, like the team I had, it still held up pretty well. You know.
Not like if you played essentially like starting from September when the game started and then all the way to January and like you did like took a month break, the power curve I would say hasn't changed at all, to be fair. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
no like cards that got released that are replacing your Janolas, your Jarzinhos, none of those guys, man. They're still
Yeah.
they're still the cream of the crop, which is
Got
which is
it.
interesting how they're doing it. But
Got it. Do you have any other thoughts on like the future stars or the fantasy cards that they released or the content
I mean,
itself?
I've always loved Future Stars. It's like one of my favorite promos since they brought it out. Like FIFA 19, I think is when they started it or something. Like that was
Mm-hmm.
great. 20, 21, and they kind of started messing it up. Like I guess 21 was the start of the downfall, and then
Yeah.
22 was just like a little worse, and now it's just like not that crazy because the boosts they do on the cards are not you know on par where we are in the game. They're
Mm-hmm.
cool cards on the fact that like they're potential players that are going to be good. That's always dope. Like people love like young stars and stuff like that. It's always cool. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, man. I feel like they just like lack execution, or maybe they're out of touch with the community or power curve, or maybe that's what they want to do. Who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows what's going on at EA headquarters these days?
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Got it. Yeah, I completely missed it. So I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like I said, not too much. Just they released two teams, few SBCs. You had Musiala, who's probably like the best player, and
Mm-hmm.
like he has a lot of hype to him, but it's not that great of a card. It's just like I don't know. Then we had FUT Fantasy also, which FUT Fantasy is
Yes.
cool. Like they're live cards. It's a
Yeah.
fun factor. We had
Right.
like the heroes that came out,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So those are cool. But like when you look at the prices, for those heroes, they're all like at least plus 1 mil, right? And then like
Yeah.
the big boys, Janola, Aloeron, those are guys that are impossible to get. Which is
Got
which
it.
is part of also the problem with FIFA now too. If
Mm-hmm.
you want like that, top of the line team,
Yeah.
you gotta like basically pay the big bucks, which is kind of dumb, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Got it. So how's your team looking like? Who you got on your team?
I mean, my team, I feel like my team is kind of like it's good. It's definitely good, but like it's like everybody else's team. I got like Mbappe, Gold Mbappe, Jarzinho, like
Mm-hmm.
all those guys, but I feel like I haven't been able to like change it too much. You know what I mean? Like I still have like essentially the same core of guys,
Yeah.
that I've had for a while. But it's basically because I haven't been able to get any players that are better than those guys, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like hopefully for birthday, I think it's supposed to come out next Friday or something like that. Or this Friday.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll actually bring some upgrades to the team. But
Yeah.
something crazy. I wish it was better, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. Who else you got on your team besides those two?
Um, God damn it. I packed Cafu Prime. The other day I have an icon pack. Other center back. I have fantasy Upa Mikano, which I
Mm-hmm.
actually hate buying. They lost yesterday, so he tanked like 500k, even though I had him untradeable. It's crazy. So he can only get like plus like 3 upgrades now, which is
Wait, he went
fine. But like,
500K?
yeah, he just like
Oh
that.
my
He was like
gosh.
1.2 or something like that. He maybe might have dropped a little more. I think he dropped all the way down to like 500 or something like that, just off the L.
Jeez. Uh-huh.
Because he was supposed to be able to get 4 upgrades, right? And now he can only get three. It's like
Right.
fine.
Got
Like
it.
FIFA community is like crazy. And then like I have left back, I have Davies, and then I also have Pogba. I have World Cup Matthias.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had Janola, but I sold him last night. He was
Okay.
like starting to drop, and I'm like, all right, I'm out. I'm out of that one. Um, and then I did the Luis Diaz. That's my guy, but I wasn't able to put him in the team. Like, unfortunately, it's like impossible unless you have like a team of the year Van Dyke, and I was unfortunate enough
Mm-hmm.
to not pack a team of the year at all. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's a little squadron. What about yourself? I
Uh,
seen your team last night. It is nice, but I kind of forget who you got. You had like Cruyff, right, or something like that. Cheeky
Not
Cruyff
yet.
or no? Not
I'll
yet.
do
Okay.
his SBC. I'll get him
Yeah.
soon. And then we also got Dylan in the chat. What's up, Dylan?
Yo,
How's it going?
Dylan, what's good? What's good?
Yeah, so I'm gonna do the Cruyff SBC. I think I only done like 4 squads so far. But right now I have Alawarian,
Oh, you got
Okocha.
the World Cup.
Yeah, both World
Oh,
Cups.
you're living good. You're living
Yeah, I
good.
had them early too, so I
Yeah,
had those guys for a long time.
yeah,
Um, I changed up the squad a little bit. I had Umpa Nakano too, the fantasy
yeah.
card. But the good thing is I sold him on Saturday before
Oh,
the game,
nice.
and I made
You
a little
predicted
bit
the
of
future.
profit.
You had the crystal ball.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Honestly, like if I had him tradable, like that would have been horrendous. Like I feel bad for anybody that actually like was going like. There's probably people that went heavily like investing in him, trying to think like the Bayern was gonna win or something.
yeah, it was a good thing I finished all my games on Saturday because I was like
Yeah,
contemplating whether I want to finish on Sunday, which
yeah,
meant I would have kept Umpa Nakano.
yeah,
Yeah, but it worked out and I didn't lose like over 200K on the card.
yeah. That would not have been good at all.
Yeah. So I had
Though,
okay,
but yeah, keep going.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I got Onse
Good.
Tutu. Do you know that card? Onse Tutu, the left back. It was a
Oh,
SBC
the
English Bundes. I know many people didn't have him, but I ended up doing him, which kind of worked out because I ended up pulling a Toddy Bellingham.
you lucky. That's
Yeah, so
crazy.
yeah, so that was good links right there.
What did you get him out of? What pack? Like, did you get him out of a save pack or just a random pack?
No, I didn't save any packs this year.
Oh, so lucky.
I think it was like one of those 85 plus card like
Oh,
packs, something like that.
I think the best thing I packed out of was like a gold Kimmich.
It was either that or a specific like midfielder card.
Yeah, that but card is sick, and it's crazy because if you packed one of those cards or like any of like any card that you pack that has been crazy is probably still crazy and will be crazy for you know what I mean because they like I
Right.
said they haven't been at all. It's crazy. Like if anything, prices just keep going up. You know,
Mm-hmm.
all those team of the year cards. You know, I know a lot of buddies that like, trying to get like team of the year because usually in the past team of the years would drop a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, maybe um ready to buy like immediately and everybody like, all right, like have like unlimited coins right now as well. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you go like I feel like everybody that you chat to yourself, they usually have like plus like 4 mil, 3 mil, 2 mil. I'm like, how do you have these coins? I have nothing to
Mm-hmm.
buy because it's impossible to upgrade the team. Like you want to buy an upgrade for your team.
Yeah.
Want to buy like an R9. He's like 5 mil. You
Right.
don't got it, but you do have a lot of coins. You
Mm-hmm.
want to buy a team of the year Messi. He shot up over to 6 7 mil. So you're not
Right.
getting him. You know, it's like crazy, but
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, I had like Hakimi Inform and the Umpa Nakano. Those are like my biggest purchases, and I just sold them after this weekend league. So I'm like pretty much fully liquid at like 1.4 mil, but I don't
Yeah,
even
it's honestly
know.
what I'm at right now.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't even know who I want to buy next.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably just gonna wait till fuck birthday, and then
Right, right.
if the prices are still stupid, then I guess we wait for that point. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my coins. Like I had Janola, but like I mean, it's just like boring sometimes using like the same old players. You know, I was using him for
Right.
like a while, and it's just like
Yeah.
I
No,
want to
I
try
get
something
that.
new.
I get that. Yeah, for sure. Um, but this upcoming weekend league, I guess when birthday is released, I probably won't be playing.
You want to be playing
I
weekend
I
league?
know I won't be playing. What was it?
Why not?
I'll be out of town. So what was that?
What?
Sorry, you cut off, but
Hello, hello, hello.
yeah, yeah, I hear
Oh,
you.
where are you heading to?
I'm going to Vegas.
Oh, nice. What?
Yeah.
Anything special or just like just heading over there?
Well, my sister lives there, so I go there quite often, like probably once a month. Yeah, but I'll be staying with her, but then my friends are actually will be over there and we'll just hang
Oh,
out. Yeah,
yeah. Go a little gambling in.
possibly. I
Big gambling
mean,
guy. Big.
well, there's like there's March Madness,
Oh, you're
some
gonna go a little
intense
crazy.
NBA
Okay,
games. I might need
I
a
got you.
sports bet,
You are you big into like basketball or like college basketball like that?
I don't I don't follow college basketball that much unless
Yeah.
it's March Madness,
Mm-hmm.
well, where I'll just watch a couple games.
Yeah.
NBA, usually I watch more during the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
That's
kind of
usually
keep
how it
up
is.
with it.
Mm-hmm. Are you what is that? Warriors fan maybe?
A Warriors fan, I do like the Warriors,
Yeah.
but I grew up close to LA, so I
Oh,
root for
so
the
you're a
LA
little Lakers
teams.
fan?
Yes. Yeah, not a hardcore fan, but it's like you still root for them.
Yeah, you got your teams for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's dope. Definitely enjoy that.
You follow basketball too?
It's good. And then if we don't make the playoffs, then it was all for nothing. So, but
I'm
it's usually
sorry.
fun, man.
We're
Oh, it's cutting out a little bit.
experiencing technical difficulties, but I heard the last part about not being the playoffs. So I'm trying to guess what
Uh
team it is.
oh yeah, I'm a Knicks fan, so I don't
Oh,
know if,
Knicks
like where
fan,
that
got
brings,
it.
but like I said, I was trying to say that it's basically like kind of tough to like support them like throughout and out, but like
Right.
when they're playing well, like they're actually having a good year this year. So like it's been hype around like the whole like area, New York, New Jersey. The team has been like playing really well, so you got to give it to them. Like they play hard every night, so it's dope.
Yes, yeah. I mean, that's good. I'm glad that New York is gonna make playoffs this year,
Yeah,
and
it is big.
I really like their pickup. I really like Jalen Brunson. I thought that
Oh,
was a
he's
good signing.
I love him, bro. Love him.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people were like skeptical at the beginning. They were like, "Oh, he's overpaid, overpaid," and he's been everything and 10 times more, honestly, for the Knicks. Like
Mm-hmm.
without him, they're like subpar team, big subpar team. So
Mm-hmm.
big ups to Jalen Brunson. Shout out my guy.
Yes. And then Julius Randle doing his thing.
Yeah, Julius is good. He's
Yeah.
definitely had a good year too. Had a little bit of a down year last year, which
Mm-hmm.
is whatever. He didn't have like the best supporting cast, but he's got Brunson. He's been hooping, so
Yeah.
W mans too.
Yeah, we'll see how the Knicks do in the playoffs, but the top teams in the East are pretty good.
Yeah, that's what's scary. I mean, I feel like they can hang with like a lot of the teams, but one team that does scare me is the Bucks because I mean, Giannis. There's not many teams that can really stop him. Like he's just like he gets to the basket at will.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough, man. I mean, I'm not. If we match them at any point, like it might be just wraps like immediately, like. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. But we'll see how it plays out. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
definitely watch some games and see how it turns out. Who do you see the Bucks coming out of the East most likely?
Oh, like being in like the championship.
Well, at least reaching it to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's pretty tough. I mean, unless like they get like some big injury, like maybe like one of their supporting cast or like Giannis is not 100%, like they're
Mm-hmm.
most likely gonna make it out of the East, unless my Knicks, come out miraculous,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I want to at least see the Lakers make it to the play-in.
They've actually been playing well. I obviously like like you always keep up with somehow you always end up knowing about like the big market teams and like always kind of follow them because like social media follows them and stuff like that. So like I
Yeah.
always hear about the Lakers and stuff like that. Like they've been playing well, the new like pickups they made, they got D'Lo. LeBron's been out,
Yes.
which kind of sucks, but they've been hooping. They've been hooping for sure.
They have been. They have been. Yeah. And I just want them to make the playoffs, and you know, I actually want to see them play the Clippers. I want to see the LA
That'd
teams
be
go
kind of
at it.
crazy. That'd be
Yeah.
kind of crazy. Kawhi and PG.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Um, and then Clippers, I think they're picking it back up again. They struggled a bit when they picked up Westbrook. They're on like a
Oh,
big
bro,
losing streak.
that was like a big like meme across I feel like the sports world. Like I love Westbrook, but like I don't know, he was doing some like dumbheaded things. I kind of felt bad for him too.
Yeah.
But like honestly, it was like a good move for both teams that he's gone now.
Yeah, I think he might be helpful, man, for the Clippers, man. I
Yeah,
think because they didn't really have a point guard, but
yeah,
so Westbrook could help in that area. But
yeah, exactly.
I mean, he does make a lot of bonehead plays.
Yeah, it's so weird because like growing up, like you saw the guy like dominating, and it's just like so interesting to see how like he like doesn't do anywhere near that really anymore. See flashes here and there, but
Yeah, I mean, his in his prime, he was just crazy. Like and
yeah,
when he didn't have KD, he just like if he built the team around him, like he's just getting like triple doubles and scoring 30 points a game,
yeah,
just
that triple
carrying.
double season was
Yeah,
like unbelievable, where he was just like dominating one MVP, like brought like a trash Thunder team to
yeah.
the playoffs. That was ridiculous.
I know it was crazy, like the way he was
Yeah,
carrying the team, and then like I feel like because he was putting up those numbers and doing so much, like you could kind of give him leeway on those bonehead plays because he was
yeah,
always kind of
exactly.
doing that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it didn't just like come out of nowhere, but he was just like I feel like he was just so like athletic. Maybe the athleticism's gone down a little bit, maybe confidence, maybe a little bit of both. Who knows?
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean it's been cool this year. I feel like it's been pretty cool. A lot of like different like storylines.
Hmm.
But like honestly, like random question though.
Yeah.
Would you say like LA's more of like a basketball town or like what kind of like sports city is it? Every town has their thing, that they're big into.
That's a good question because I don't even
You know,
really know. I mean, I
it's kind of
know
tough.
it's kind of tough. I
Yeah.
mean, I could see it being a big baseball town because I know
Mm-hmm.
a lot of Dodgers fans here.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. Maybe not so much football because the football teams just kind of got introduced there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
But like
basketball, Lakers
like
fans.
with like the
Yeah,
Lakers like versus like the Dodgers, I guess that's probably the biggest thing right there.
I would say so. Yeah.
Would you like lean some sort of way, or like would you say like both are like pretty like big over there? Because
Man,
honestly, it's like
if
the same thing over here in New York too. I mean, I,
yeah,
I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference between like you know Mets or Yankees or Knicks or Nets. Well, not the Nets. Nobody's really gonna care about the Nets, but like honestly, I would say probably I'd honestly say they're probably like a basketball. Like when the Knicks are good, like New York is like 100% a basketball place, but like when they're not good, it's 100% Yankees or Mets or whatever.
I would assume for like New York for it to be a basketball city,
Yeah,
just because
yeah,
it's like the mecca and like the
yeah,
street ball. Growing up there, it's like basketball. I would think
yeah.
is pretty prominent there.
The thing is, the last 20 years before Thibodeau, our new coach, got here, they had a winning record.
Uh
I think
huh.
like four seasons in 20 years.
Right.
So like nobody really like when like a team's losing, nobody wants to be on the back of it. So that's why kind of like I say like it was kind of more of like a baseball town. Like the Yankees were dominating. You had the Mets like having some of their good years and they're back to playing well. But like now the Knicks are back, I feel like like you got that little like more of like a basketball ambiance and like in the city, which is dope. But yeah, just interesting to think about.
Right, right. You've been to Knicks games, right?
Oh yeah, I've been to I want to say like three or four in the last
Got
like
it.
pretty recently too, to be honest.
Got it.
They're 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 sick, bro, but like they're very expensive. So
I
it's just
see.
yeah, breaks the
I
bank, but
right, for sure. I hear like basketball players always they love playing in front of like MSG, and then the crowd's different there because they cheer for like everything, you know.
yeah. I mean the thing is a lot like obviously you got MSG, everybody knows MSG. You get like a lot of tourists that come sometimes. Especially when the Knicks aren't good.
Mm-hmm.
This the arena is always sold out, no matter if the Knicks are 20 and 60 or they're 60 and 20. You know what I mean? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
always going to be sold out, which is semi problem at times. Maybe the owner doesn't really care when they're like losing games at that point.
Right.
But like you said, like it's very dope to play there. Because the atmosphere is always dope. You have a lot of people that go to the games that are like very passionate and stuff like that. So it is fun. Like I obviously like you get like your opposing players that like will come into the atmosphere and just like go crazy at points. But thankfully we got like a Knicks team that's actually like taking advantage of it a little bit now.
Yeah, for sure. But the question is, when will they win a championship?
That is the eternal question that I will not be able to answer for you, but it's looking better. It's looking better.
Yeah, for sure. It is looking better. I wonder if you guys are just missing like one more piece to just
Yeah,
fix
it
it.
could be that
Yeah.
could be it. That could be it. I mean, I feel like we're in like a pretty good spot now. I don't see us winning a championship with this team. Maybe, who knows? Like I've seen like
Mm-hmm.
crazier things happen, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's just so hard to win a championship, and especially in basketball. Like
Yeah.
you have what 9, 10 players that are playing in a rotation. Like you on all those 9, 10 players and the coach and the coaching staff, they have to be on par, on sync. You know what I mean? It's so tough. It's so
Mm-hmm.
tough.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I can't wait. I can't wait for the playoffs and just see how, all these teams do, especially the
Yeah.
Knicks too. See
It's
if they
gonna
can
be
make it
it's
to the
gonna be
second
interesting.
round.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man, the second round, if the Knicks make it to the second round, I think New York will actually blow up. I'm telling you. Like
Yeah.
we won one game in 2020 against the Hawks, and I think
Mm.
there was like actual like this place was like a jungle. I swear to God, like over here in Jersey and New York, like people
Mm-hmm.
were out celebrating like we won the championship. It was crazy, and we won one game and got 4-1. So if we get to the second round, I don't know what's gonna happen. I can't lie.
Mm. Got it. Yeah. Well, at least here in LA, I'm sure in New York, there's definitely more Knicks fans than Nets fans, right?
Mm.
Yes.
A lot of when Katie and Kyrie went to the Nets, there was obviously like a lot of new fans that like popped out of the blue. You see them
Yeah.
popping like from left and right.
Yeah.
But like now that they're gone, I don't even hear the Nets anymore. I swear to God, I don't hear their name. Like the first time you just said it right there, like was like when I heard it. But I don't have anything against them. Like they used to be in Jersey, so like I'm
Yeah.
from Jersey, so like I have a lot of buddies that are Nets fans as well, just
Uh-huh.
because they were in Jersey. But like man, they don't got it. They made the big moves. They didn't win anything. So
For
straps
sure.
for them.
Well, it looks like they're still gonna make the playoffs, so
Yeah,
we'll see
which
how
is
they
which is
do.
interesting. They don't have a bad team. They
Yeah.
made a good trade. They made a good trade, but they don't have KD and Kyrie anymore. And you see the differences like when you don't have like those superstars anymore. There's not like going to be like any more bailouts. Gotta like grind it
Right.
out.
Yeah, they got a lot of good young players, up and coming players,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
they don't have their superstars anymore.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's all the league is about. Like if you want to win a chip, you got to have I want to say like a top 8, top 10 player in the league if you want
Mm-hmm.
to have stand a chance. Somebody
Yeah.
like you're gonna give the ball to, and it's like here, go score for me right now. Like
Right.
those are the type of players you need.
Right. Yeah. For sure. Well, at least in LA, there's definitely more Lakers fans than Clippers fans.
Yeah,
Um,
I would assume that's a thing, right? Like I mean, the Clippers, how long they've been around forever or no?
they've been around for a while. I mean, I know they used to be in San Diego and then they moved to
Really?
LA, and
Okay.
then they didn't really start being good until like Chris Paul and Blake Griffin
Yeah.
was there, and then
Yeah.
they've like kind of stayed as like a playoff team, but
Yeah.
they're considered kind of cursed because
Yeah. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
can't win a chip.
So, um, like how does one become like a Lakers fan or like a Clippers fan, or is it just like you choose or whatever? You know,
I feel
you make
like
the
a
wrong
lot of
choice.
Clippers fans are like people who don't like the Lakers.
You think so? Like so, like you or like LeBron haters or whatever, or like or something
Or
like
the
that, or like I don't
yeah,
know, like
maybe or
Kobe
like
haters.
they don't want to conform to like the majority. They like
Yeah,
to
trying to be
stand
different. I
out and
got you.
be a Clipper fan.
Yeah, make the absolute wrong choice.
Yeah. But then, Lakers are like such a historic franchise with so many championships, it's hard
Yeah,
to not
that's kind
root
of
for
like the
them.
same way like that. I chose the Mets over the Yankees. It's
Hmm.
like a little bit like kind of why I don't know why I did that. Like sometimes, but like I don't know. The Mets are looking good now. So, like when you're like supporting a team that's been like kind of bad for a while, like when they start becoming good, it's like crazy,
Right.
Nobody knows how to act. But
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, so I will actually watch both the Lakers and Clippers growing up, but obviously I would support the Lakers more because that back then
Yeah.
they had Kobe and Shaq. It's
Yeah.
like, and they're
You had
winning
to.
championships.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Imagine not being a part of that.
exactly, and then I would just watch Clippers games because the Lakers games weren't on. That's just what it
the
was.
the fallback plan. I got you.
Yeah, exactly. But I knew all the players back then when they weren't even winning.
Yeah,
So it's like
I got you.
I'm probably more of a Clippers fan than some of these guys.
Yeah. Lot of newbies that coming on with Kawhi and PG.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just,
Yeah.
yeah, it's all good.
Just a bandwagon.
Just a bandwagon.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Hop
We'll
on
see
whenever.
if honestly they have a really good team though. Like
They do. They do.
they're
They
like
do have a good
definitely
team.
contenders, but they dealt with injury.
I don't know. Like you said, like there's like they've had a lot of good teams, but it's for some reason it always feels like they're not like they're not like gelling. I don't know. I don't know if that's like a weird take or something, but it always feels like they're just like missing something. Like not even like talent, because obviously they have the talent. There's always
Yeah.
something a little weird. Maybe it's coaching. Who knows?
Maybe, I don't know,
Yeah.
but they had 1 year, like I said, they're kind of cursed. So
Yeah.
like during the playoffs, they would have calls, like crucial calls not go their way, and then
Yeah.
1 year when they really had a good chance, when they made it to the Western Conference Finals, like Kawhi got injured. He
Oh
tore his
yeah, yeah, yeah.
ACL. So it's like,
Like just weird stuff happening.
yeah, exactly. So they're like they still have this curse upon them. So I don't know
I've
what's going
actually
on.
I've been
Yeah.
watching I listen to like some like sports podcasts a lot,
Yeah.
and I've been listening to JJ Redick. You know JJ Redick played it on the
Yes.
Clippers. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So he started a podcast. I think it's called I think it's like Old Man and something. It's an interesting name. But he
Yeah.
brings on like a bunch of like NBA guests, and like he had Chris Paul on the podcast, and they were just talking about like their Clipper days, and they're basically saying what you were saying, how like something weird always happened around playoff time for the Clippers that like no one could explain. Like Chris Paul would have like a random like ankle injury that like people wouldn't really know about, but it like limit his game. Or like you said, like
Yes.
Kawhi like ended up just like going randomly down. Like he
Yeah.
hadn't been injured until that point. It's just like random stuff, you know. But
Yes.
like
The
also that's a great podcast, by the way. Great
I do
podcast.
listen to it. I do listen to
Yeah.
clips on YouTube, and I like his,
Very
yeah, I
good.
like his content.
Yeah. He's a
Yeah,
good
it's really
dude.
good. He is. He is. But yeah, when you're pointing that out, I could already remember instances of specific things that happened during playoffs with the Clippers.
Yeah.
There's like 1 year where they were up like double digits in the fourth quarter against Houston, and then like Houston just came back out of nowhere
Yeah,
and
I
they
think I
won
do
the
remember that.
series.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's when Harden was there, right? He just like absolutely went
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, just
Yeah.
one. The thing is with Harden, bro, you let him get going. He's one of the craziest players, honestly, you ever see. Like when he was on that Houston team,
Hmm.
they literally would just give him the ball. That's all the game was. It was crazy to look at. It was like anti-basketball a little bit, but
Yeah.
impressive to watch. I do remember that series.
Yeah. And then there's the one with OKC where they missed like a crucial call. Like it was supposed to be a foul, but then the ball went out on like the Clippers.
Yeah.
But then you can't go back on the replay and call the foul, you
Yeah.
know?
They get like some like ticky tack fouls or ticky tack
Yeah.
calls. Yeah.
They have to call the out whoever last touched it. So it was like,
Yeah.
and it was like the last play of the game, something like that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Just
so
some
the
curse
Clipper curse
things.
is definitely real.
Yeah, yeah. Just I know a little bit about curses with the Mets for sure.
hmm
It always ends up happening. Some weird thing happens like every single year, I swear.
Yeah, but curses can be broken,
Yeah,
like
that
the
is
Red
true. They're
Sox.
meant to be broken.
They're meant
Exactly.
to be broken, so it's like
Exactly.
you can't get carried away
It's
with
bound
it.
to happen at some point, but
Like the Cubs won too, right? They won
yeah,
some.
they broke
They
they
won.
broke the curse. They
They
broke
broke
the
the
curse.
curse.
Maybe
Yeah,
maybe we
so
got to what did it take? Like 100 years maybe a little less. Maybe
it
maybe we
only
got a
took a
little.
century, bro.
Yeah, maybe we got a few more years and maybe the Mets might break it,
Yeah,
A little bit.
exactly.
It's
So
only been what's it been since the last championship? 10, 20, like 25 years. So we got what? 50 more years?
50 more years. Yeah, there you go.
I'll be in a nursing home. We'll be good. It'll be a good time.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Finally watching the team win.
yeah. But it's so crazy with like curses and sports and people get so like obsessed with it, you
Yeah.
know? They make a big deal out of it.
Honestly, like I never really like I never really think about like how the Mets haven't won in a while. Like since I
hmm
think it was '86. It never crosses my mind, but like it is kind of like crazy that they haven't been able to like stumble upon a World Series like randomly. Like there hasn't been one year where they were just a lot of choke jobs. I mean, they made the World Series in 2015,
hmm
lost it then. They made it in like I think before that in like 2000, they lost against the Yankees. So it's just like a bunch of like unfortunate business, but
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
it is. Yeah. Do you also keep up with soccer, football in Europe or here?
I mean, I watch a lot of footy. I mean,
Okay.
I played footy and baseball growing up, so like
Okay, okay.
those are like the two sports that I like a lot. And then I don't really follow like soccer here at all, to be honest. I don't know about you. Like maybe I'll check the scores here and there. Maybe I'll put on like a cheeky bet and then like watch a game or something. But I don't know, just like some like disconnect, I guess. Maybe like the talent level. I don't know. It doesn't really
For sure.
interest me a little bit. I don't know.
Do you watch European footy?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't have like a crazy team that I support. Like I always
Yeah.
tell like my child, like I always support international footy a little more. Like I love watching
Yeah.
like Colombia or like USA play. I'd rather watch like a Copa America or like a Euros or obviously the World Cup over like any of like the European competitions or like a league competition game. But I still enjoy all of it. I like watching it as a neutral, supporting
Right.
every like my guys and stuff.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. I know for like the MLS, their final game was actually pretty crazy. I don't know if you watched that. It was the LAFC
Versus
versus
what was it, NYCFC or that was the year
was it
before?
Philly? I think it was
Oh,
Philly.
Philly, right?
Yeah.
I didn't watch that one. I actually watched the one. I forget which game it was, but I watched like NYCFC. They were playing in the chip one time. I think it was like maybe that was probably 2 years ago now, honestly.
Got
But
it.
yeah,
Got it. It was crazy because it went to pens
yeah,
and like LAFC. It was back and forth, and then LAFC
mm-hmm.
were down 3-2. They sub in Gareth Bale, and then he scores like
uh,
a game tying header, and then
yeah, yeah.
LAFC wins in pens.
LA's been ever since they introduced that team. They've been good. Like every year,
They
it's kind of
have,
crazy.
yeah,
I mean, they
yeah.
got they had they saw Vela, Carlos Vela, or is he gone?
I think he's still there.
He's still there.
No,
All right,
yeah,
yeah.
I think he's still there.
They got
I
they
mean,
got they
not that
always
I
got some
keep
nice
up.
players. Yeah, yeah.
Was it? Yeah, not that I keep up, but it's just I happened to come across that game, and
Yeah.
it was crazy.
You
Yeah,
don't follow it either, like the MLS?
I don't. I don't really
Yeah.
follow it.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's just like I don't know. There's not maybe it's because like a lot of people like around me or maybe you as well, like they don't keep up with it as well. Maybe like they obviously have their passionate fan base, of course, but maybe I'm not just not surrounded around like people that do. Might be
Yeah.
it.
What was interesting is back when I was younger, I did watch a lot of Galaxy games.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because on
What
TV,
like the
that's all you
JR
could
days
watch.
or like
What was that?
I said like the Donovan days?
Yes, the
Yeah,
Donovan
those were the
days.
good days. Yeah, yeah. I love Landon Donovan. Big
Yeah,
Landon Donovan guy.
yeah. And there's a guy named Carlos Ruiz.
Carlos Ruiz.
Yeah, he
That
used to be
sounds
a striker.
familiar.
Yeah, I think that
Sounds
was his name.
familiar. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I used to watch a lot of Galaxy games back then. I went to like a couple too, like in
Yeah, yeah.
person. But these days, I'm not like so much obsessed with
Yeah.
keeping up with any of the teams.
Yeah, when I was younger, I used to go to like a bunch of Red Bull games. Because like
Okay.
Red Bull Stadium's actually in New Jersey.
Yeah.
So like my dad would bring me to the stadium. We'd go watch. And there was like a Colombian striker there. I don't know if you heard of him. His name was Juan Pablo Angel, and then
Mm-hmm.
they also had Thierry Henry on that team too. So it was
Right,
like
right.
it's like it was fun to watch. Like at that time I was like a young kid. Like honestly, like you could have brought me to like the local soccer pub or soccer game, and I would have probably enjoyed it. But like it was fun. But I
Mm-hmm.
can't see myself like enjoying it maybe nowadays. I mean, Red Bulls probably suck now too. So it was cool. Can't lie.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We got Sarah in the chat. Appreciate you being here, Sarah.
Yeah, what's good, Sarah? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
So did you watch like this past week in Champions League?
Um, what were the games? We had Liverpool played, right?
I think
Was that this week?
Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool played Madrid, I think, and then the
Man
other
City.
one, Man City. Right, right, right. So I was watching the Man City game. Haaland went stupid. I was
Yeah.
like, all right, well, this is a little bit too much. So I turned that off, and um, I think Liverpool was just like they were struggling. Liverpool's been struggling all year, so I
Yeah.
think it was a pretty dead week in Champions League, right? It was nothing crazy.
Oh, other than like Holland going off.
Yeah, but like that was just
Yeah.
like that's crazy. I don't know. That's too much
Yeah.
for me.
He
Five
just
goals in
went
a game.
off.
Yeah.
And then he had a cup game, right? I believe it was a cup game where
Yeah, and
he
he scored a
scored
hattie
another header.
too. Yeah, I saw that. He's just
That's
bagging goals for
crazy.
fun. Yeah.
That's crazy. If you had to pick the best player right now, who you going with?
I mean, it's kind of tough. Damn, putting me on the spot. I mean,
It is
probably.
tough,
I
right?
mean, you got to say Haaland right now. Like he's scoring all the goals. Like what's the point of the game, right? Put the ball in the
Mm,
back of the net. Like you can't say like just because he doesn't have like the technical ability of like all these other guys that he doesn't deserve to be in that combo. I
right,
mean, like if I need somebody to put the ball in the back of the net, I'm definitely calling Haaland right now. Like he has an itch for the goal right now.
right, right. You put him over Mbappe?
I mean, I like Mbappe, but I'm not like a guy that's saying he's gonna be like the best player ever. He like you know what I mean? Like I don't rate him as high as I feel like a lot of other people.
I see.
But he's a great player. He's a great player. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I mean like yesterday I asked my chat who they think is better, and most of them went with Mbappe.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if I'm starting a team, right, and I have zero players, I'm going with Mbappe over Haaland. But
Mm,
like thing is like Haaland, if you surround him with like a bunch of like people like City did, you
yeah.
got like Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, Mahrez. You got guys that are whipping in balls for fun. You got Foden. Like it's crazy how much like passing ability they have. Like Haaland, all he has to do is just put the ball in the back of the net. I wouldn't put Mbappe in that City team, like
Right,
over
right.
Holland, So it's just
Yeah.
like it's kind of like circumstantial whoever I pick, A little more technical answer,
Right,
but
right. No, that's a great answer. And I feel like Holland and Man City, that's like a match made in heaven, you know?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing, so
Yeah.
and it's worked out so far, of course.
Yeah, and I just feel like with that team, man, they really have a good chance of winning a Champions League this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. That's actually like a good point. Like I always forget like City like is always expected to win the Champions League. I feel like ever since Pep took over, they've been dominating in the Prem and they kind of always just
Hmm.
choke it up.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like for some reason there's like a little aura about them now. Like maybe they're actually starting to put it together in European footy. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like they were missing that clinical striker, and Holland was that
Yeah,
guy. And it's
yeah,
showing right now. It's showing like
it's
he
true.
was their missing piece, and they got to
I mean, the
win.
Champions League is wide open too. Like you have Napoli, who like people think is going to win. They have a great team. Napoli's been having a great
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Um, but like if City's playing at their top form, you know who's going to stop them at that point?
Right, right. So it'll be interesting to see, and I feel like I'll definitely watch some of those games since
Yeah,
it's
it's
at
going to
the
be
tail
good.
end.
You
Yeah.
see the drawings already?
No, no, I have
Yeah,
not.
so the drawings happen, I think I want to say Friday morning, maybe.
Okay,
They're pretty different, I guess, because Napoli's playing Milan, so it's gonna be like a little Italian derby in that
okay,
round. And then on the other side of that bracket, I think it's Inter and Benfica, in which
okay.
like Inter is like a weird team to like judge, but like Benfica's been playing some good footy. I think they have like only like one loss in like all European
Hmm.
competitions this year, so that's like interesting. But like let's say Benfica goes through and Napoli goes through, probably Napoli wins, and whoever so on that side of the bracket, whoever gets hot has an easy road to the championship essentially. And then the other
Got it.
side is Madrid, Chelsea, I think,
Uh huh.
which I guess can go in either way. I don't know if you watched that game last year, I want to say, where it was
Hmm.
like Chelsea was like smacking Madrid and then they just like randomly just started like coming back out of nowhere.
Right.
Crazy game. And then City is playing, man, I forget who City's playing on. Oh, City's playing Bayern. So that's going to be a very, very good game as well.
Hmm.
Honestly, a
Yeah,
good test for City, right?
for sure.
If
Yeah.
they're for real, they're gonna go smack them because Bayern's got a good squad too.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Um. Yeah, that's gotta be crazy. I see Real coming out of that one with
Yeah,
Chelsea. I mean, they're not as good, right? Chelsea's
Chelsea
not
hasn't
good.
been in the Chelsea has not been good at all.
Yeah.
But I stumbled across a little video from Pulisic,
Uh huh.
the LeBron James of soccer, essentially,
Uh huh.
and he was basically just hyping up Chelsea, saying that like nobody wants to match up against Chelsea in the Champions League. I'm like, damn, like you're kind of wrong, but like I'm with your confidence, you know. But like I don't know, it's just interesting to see how like the players like don't really care. It's pretty cool, but
Hmm.
they'll probably get smacked at the end of the day, you know. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure. Sarah says she's terrified for that City Bayern matchup.
Yeah, I mean, as a City fan, I wouldn't like it because you
Yeah.
know Bayern, they have like the history. They won Champions League. You
Right.
know,
Right.
we'll see. We'll see. I mean, Pep has like a notorious like ability of overthinking big games for some reason. You know,
Mm.
he'll like put like a random player at a random position and think he's like starting a master class and it backfires.
Mm.
But who knows? Maybe he doesn't have as many moving pieces. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see how it plays out, but I'm definitely interested and should definitely watch some games.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I mean, right now, I think there's like a 2 week break.
Mm.
So there's not going to be like any
Right.
league footy. I think it's going to international. So there's going to be like qualifiers,
Yeah.
friendlies for like a couple weeks.
Yeah. For sure. So we'll see how it plays out. I want to shift gears a little bit and ask you um just some questions about streaming,
Mm-hmm.
the state of streaming for you in
Mm-hmm.
FIFA. I know you recently hit. It was a while back actually that you hit 1K, right?
Yeah,
Followers.
it was actually on my birthday, so that was a dope day.
Okay.
Um, January 11th, so that was dope.
Oh, great.
Essentially, what
Okay.
like 2 months ago, a little over 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was dope, and yeah, I'll let you go ahead with your questions.
Oh no, congrats on that.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah, that's
appreciate it,
big. That's big, and it seems
appreciate it.
like the follows have just been coming through ever since then, huh?
Yeah, I mean it's like a slow grind, right? I feel
Yeah.
like like you get like people asking like what like I feel like if you worry too much about the numbers sometimes, like then it becomes a little like crazy. You know, I just kind of just go out with the streams and then
Right.
I try to like just vibe out with whoever's there. And if like you're doing a good job, people are gonna end up coming back regardless, right?
For
So
sure.
it's kind of like whatever like community you really want to build. I feel like I've kind of learned a little bit, so
Mhm.
it's interesting. And then like obviously you want talking about like the stating of streaming. I was actually it's interesting. I was talking about this with Pugzilla.
Mhm.
So I've been like talking to him recently a lot about he's a good dude and he's basically like going to be doing a I think he does it full time right now streaming, right? And
Yeah.
he's kind of like on the fence of like his numbers are down because I think numbers across FIFA are basically down a lot since like December for at least like the big boys,
Mm.
right? I mean, for like the
Mm.
smaller streamers, it doesn't really matter that much because
Yeah.
you're still trying to grow a little bit, but like
Yeah.
he's competing with Hectic. He's competing with like Bugs like at the time that he streams, and those guys they're doing well either way because they got like they're at the top of the directory and stuff like that. But he's basically doing in April where he's streaming every single day, and at the end of April he's going to decide if he's going to want to stream full time anymore. He's been thinking about actually
Mm.
getting another job
I see.
because I don't know. He like obviously like if you're working as a full time streamer, and your numbers are down or something, and like you can't sustain yourself with that. Like you got to start looking at other options. And it's just interesting to look at.
Right.
As a small streamer, he's a pretty big streamer at this point. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, like you said, like the state of streaming, it's still amazing. I feel like, um, but yeah, definitely different from like the first few months. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, I want to know what you think about it as well.
Well, how many followers does he have? Pugzilla?
Pugs, I think he's like
Yeah.
almost at like 100K. I don't really know exactly what it is.
Got it. Got it.
He's big. I know he's been streaming for like I want to say like 6 years, maybe a little more.
Oh
So
wow.
he's been in
Okay.
the game for a while. I don't know how long he's been doing it full time. I know when I first I've always really known about him in the community.
Yeah.
But like I didn't start like really like talking to him a lot until recently.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean he's it looks like he's like trying to in like a crossroads a little bit, you know.
Got it.
And
Got it.
it may have to do a little bit with the game too,
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah. What's his viewership? Like how many average viewers does
So
he usually have?
I don't know what he like thinks is like um I don't know what he finds like suitable for like him, but like I think right now he's averaging like 60 to like 100 people.
Okay.
So like obviously like that's really good, but maybe he's like more used to I guess maybe higher numbers. That's probably the reason, or maybe he's not
Right.
seeing like the I guess it's viewership because viewers maybe end up in being like subs or something. I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
don't really know like too much detail about it. I just know that he's been like in that dilemma.
Right. Right. Um, but yeah, when you're talking about like a drop off in viewership just in FIFA, I did notice that too. I see like all the numbers, especially the bigger streamers, like there's a huge drop off in
Yeah,
viewership. And it's like this period in the game where it's like kind of dead,
yeah.
after team of the year and people aren't really engaged. So, um, I get it. I understand why it's going on. Um, and for me, I thought I would have like I took a month break and I thought I would have a bit of a drop off, but not so much. It's like pretty much the same as it was like when I was streaming before that. So
I
yeah.
mean, I feel like as like small streamers, like you usually have like no matter what, you have like your guys that like support you like
Right.
no matter what, right? But there maybe is the bigger streamers they have it like Pugs has his guys that are coming through like every single time, but then there's obviously like the additional people that may not come through just because maybe they're casual at the game, maybe they're not playing the game anymore.
Yeah.
So there's always like that little baseline, I guess, that we have a
Mhm.
little bit. So it's not gonna like be we're not gonna notice it too much, which is why I'm like totally fine. Like I still enjoy streaming as I did like from day one, and I
Mhm.
numbers like don't really like I guess dissuade me a little bit. But honestly what dissuades me the most is probably like the game itself. Like I sometimes like playing like FIFA is just not like the best like thing for like
Right.
anybody, right?
Right.
And you try to make the best of it, but I
Yeah.
don't know, like you said, the game's like in like a weird state right now of like deadness.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I guess for like Pug's case too, it's like once you get to that point and you have been doing it full time, like you kind of look at streaming differently.
Yeah, for
It's like
sure.
your
For sure.
job. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's more critical of himself, which makes sense. Like I don't know his situation, but he's obviously trying to sustain his like living or whatever he's up
Right.
to, or like pay the bills, right? He's got to worry about the actual numbers, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is like a whole nother ball game that I'll never like look at my numbers and like I'll look at my numbers at the end of the night. I'll be like, wow, that's nice. But like he's looking at it, you know, wow, I need to do better. Or like, what can I change to do better? And I obviously those go through my head as well. But it's definitely different.
Mhm. Right. Cuz what started as like a hobby, turns into a job, and your streams are just based on your performance of your statistics, and
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that dictates like how you feel and how you go
Yeah,
about streaming, and it kind of sucks away the enjoyment of it.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, thinking about like even like I don't know how many of like the big streamers you watch, like you see like run the phone market. He still pulls all his views, right? I don't know if he's
Right.
had like the biggest like downturn in viewership, which is
Hmm.
interesting. It's kind of interesting how those big boys, I feel like they don't really go down. I've seen like Hectic, like he still pulls like all his guys.
Yeah.
Bugs is still pulling like this. I feel like it's like the same, honestly.
Hmm.
Um, but I feel like that maybe takes away from like the lower side of the directory, and like that's one thing that Pugs has also said. Like the directory maybe is a little screwed up in Twitch, and I don't know if
Mm.
you noticed. Twitch also they sacked their CEO. He's not there anymore. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh, I
Uh,
didn't see that. No.
yeah,
Okay.
so I don't know what happened with that, but a lot of people are like interested to see like what changes are to come, or because obviously there's Kick streaming now. I don't know if you've seen that. Have you seen
I've
that as a
seen that. Yes.
platform? Yeah.
Yes.
So that is also interesting. I'm pretty sure it was started by like an ex big streamer on
Hmm.
Twitch, and I know a lot of people have like transitioned over there. Like I know like Aiden Ross, big streamer on
Right.
Twitch, is over there now, and they're trying to get more people down there. And like
Right.
one of like the big like selling points for Kick is like the ad. I mean the revenue split, which is it's 90% to the streamer and 10% to the platform. Which I think at
Whoa.
Twitch
Uh-huh.
it's what is it? You get 50% of like any like revenue. So like if you get gifted a sub, I think you get like half, right, or something like that, and Twitch gets half, something like
Oh,
that,
dude,
right?
I feel like not even. I feel like they
Yeah, not
lowered
even that,
it.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's a big thing that I'm sure was probably maybe not the main case why that CEO got fired, but Twitch is definitely like I feel like under the stress with that. Whether whether
Right.
whether Kick stays or not, it's definitely going to induce some change, which I hopefully is good for the platform. Like I love Twitch. I think it's like a great place and you know place for streaming, but I'm down for change always, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the revenue split I feel like is stupid is very stupid.
Yeah, like they increased Twitch's side more of the split and then less for the streamers cuz I know
Yeah.
there's like I don't know if it's controversy, but a lot of streamers didn't like the fact that they were getting a lower split, especially for partners. Cuz I
Yeah,
think it was
so
like
yeah.
70% to 30 and then they lowered it at half. And even for
Yeah.
affiliates, it's like we're not even getting half anymore.
Yeah, not even. And
Yeah.
I know I remember when that dilemma I think started like it was like earlier in the FIFA cycle, right? Like the first few months of FIFA when that change happened. I remember like a lot of the big streamers like Fun Market like saying he's not gonna run ads anymore or whatever. Like, you know, I don't know. I obviously they got to make their money somehow, Twitch as well, but they're owned by Amazon. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. They don't do they really need that extra percentage when they should be giving it to the people that are actually like making the money? Like
Right.
it's like obviously good business by them. They're making their bread, but I feel like it like kind of induces like a weird environment with like streamer and company at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's just like big corporations. I just feel like
Yeah.
it just becomes profit driven at some point
That's
and it's
exactly what it is, right? Yeah.
yeah. And it's just like I mean, we could say that about FIFA too.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's just like not really considering like the consumer, you know, like their perspective, but just care about making money.
Yeah, I mean, looking at like the ads too. I don't know like how you run your ads, but like
Mhm.
I've been looking at my ads a lot recently because before I think I wasn't running any ads, right? Because I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what, like people coming into the chat, like I'm smaller. I don't really want people to like to sit there watching full ads, so I turn it off. But then I realized that Twitch runs ads no matter what, if I have that on or not. So
Mm. I see.
so people come into the chat now that I have ads on, and like I put like the shortest amount of time, and
Yeah.
I think it's like 30-second ads, maybe like 30-second ads like every hour, which is the
Mhm.
lowest you can do, I think. And I always tell people like I turn them on because you're gonna get them regardless. You know what I mean? I might as well like take a few. It's like nothing, right? You make nothing from ads, but just interesting how it works. Like they give you the option to turn it off, but like you know what? We're gonna keep running them no matter what.
Right, right. Do you actually remember when they gave you bits in NA for watching ads?
No, I think I might have started streaming after.
Really? So at
Yeah.
one point, this was probably like around 3 years ago.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I would literally watch ads on purpose to get bits.
Wait.
They
So
would give you they would Twitch would give you bits by watching ads.
and then what? You'd be able to like I guess like would you be able to like how many bits would you get like for watching an ad?
anywhere from like 50 bits to like 100 depending on the
Oh
length
wow,
of the
that's not
ad.
that's actually not that bad at all.
So then
I mean,
basically like you get the bits, right? But then you with those bits you could like donate to other streamers.
that's actually sick. Wait,
Yeah.
so don't do that anymore.
Don't do
Like what
they
happened?
got rid of it like years ago.
That's amazing, honestly.
Yeah, that
That's
was
actually
so
very dope. I'd
yeah.
be very down for ads then, you know? Like I mean as a viewer as well, like if I was able to like accumulate bits through watching ads. I mean what would entice them to taking that off? Is that just like money driven again, I guess? But
Well, I guess they're losing money.
like technically, right? But
Yeah, cuz you're giving away like
free
money.
currency.
Yeah, for watching the ads, but
Yeah.
they would make more
But like
money.
at the
Yeah.
same time, like more people are probably gonna watch ads though. Like it's like an interesting like you know like I'll watch an ad. You know what I mean? Like I feel like a lot of people have ad blocker now. I don't know if you use that. Pop on ad blocker for everything.
Mhm.
But like if I had that, I would definitely be watching every single ad. I'd be like, give me more because honestly, that's dope. You know, you supporting people because I honestly like I love showing love like around like people like giving like subscribing to like different people or like gifting subs and stuff like that. It's always dope for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I was doing that for a while. Like I would just like while I'm watching a stream or doing something else, I'll just run the ad on the background if it was available, and then with the bits I had, I would just support like
That's dope.
all these
I didn't
other
even know that.
streamers. Yeah, but it's lame now because you can't even do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was only to NA. Like people in the UK, they couldn't do that.
They
They
didn't
weren't
get
able to
that.
do that. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny you say that because I didn't realize also that in Belgium
Mhm.
they can't gamble. There's like gambling laws
Right.
against all that. So
Mhm.
like there's no in like in FIFA they don't have like they don't have a store. There's no store. Like that's crazy. First of all, like I don't know. That's weird. And then um on Twitch, there's no channel points, so you can't like gamble at all too, which is like so weird.
Wow.
And I've gotten like a few people like from Belgium that just like come in the chat and they're like, yeah, we can't gamble. I'm like, I'm sorry, bro. I don't know what to tell you, man. But like, it's crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah, man. Um, Sarah asks, "Is Twitch RPG still a thing? Used to be able to do surveys. Oh, actually, I do that. I do. Do you know like the surveys that they give
Yeah,
out?
I do see those, but like, what's like, I never pressed one. I can't lie, never.
So they're like a minute. They're like surveys where they ask you questions about like certain brands that have been on ads. And they give you bits for completing these like 2 to 3 minute surveys.
Are you
So
serious?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've
So
never once pressed those things. Maybe I gotta start doing it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I would do those just to get the bits.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
dope.
I eventually get the bits, and I'll use those bits to like support other people.
Yeah, that's sick.
So yes, so it is still a thing. Yes, because I do use it. Um, but yeah, I mean, going back to like streaming and stuff. I mean, even after the month break, like I told myself like I won't be streaming as much too. Like I wouldn't want to cut it off completely because like I still enjoy it. So with the time that I do have, it's like, I'm willing to spend some time streaming and hanging out with the guys, with everybody that comes through.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, it's definitely like, I mean, if you're not doing it as a full time job, sometimes it's like it's hard to like give that much time to like the streaming aspect, and like you want to be like consistent with it, but like
Yeah,
it's definitely tough, like time, like in the day, and then like you got other things going on.
exactly.
Um, but yeah, like on Mondays or Tuesdays in FIFA, like it's so hard to like actually like start streaming because like really, what are you gonna do? You know,
Mhm.
unless they
Yeah.
drop like some crazy like icon pack, which hopefully they do today in
Mhm.
40 minutes. That'd be dope.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, I've like obviously sometimes the thought comes like, do I really want to keep streaming? Do I want to keep doing these podcasts? Like, I
Yeah,
do enjoy doing them. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of fun, but it's
yeah,
like it takes up a lot of time, and I
yeah,
wonder
for
if
sure.
like I need to utilize that time doing other things.
That's
And
true.
that's
Yeah.
where, you know, taking that month off kind of gave me a bit more perspective
Hmm.
and on making like certain decisions, and I realized like I still want to do it. I just probably can't commit as much time as I used to.
Yeah.
So,
Which is good. I
um
feel like you know,
yeah,
like you if you're not making those like decisions or like reflecting on those things, then like maybe you're never gonna figure out like where you're really going with it.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes like if you maybe less is good sometimes. Like I've like realized that I tried to stream like a lot like early on, obviously because I wanted to grow, and then I realized like if you like want to like I mean, at least for me, I find that like when I'm able to give more quality or like more energy and like less streams, it actually ends up being like a way better stream than me like trying to like be like exhausted, like I guess maybe like mentally from streaming, like I guess like oversaturating myself a little bit.
Right.
So like I've been trying to like also like reduce a little bit. Like I try to stream like maybe like 3 or 4 times a week, which is like is good. I mean, it's fairly consistent, not every day, but it's like you said, it's tough.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Oh
Right.
yeah, and I was also gonna ask you,
Yeah.
have you ever thought about like posting clips from like the podcast on like TikTok or something?
See, I want to. I want to do those things too, but again,
Yeah,
it's one of those time things, time
yeah,
consuming
for sure.
things. Yeah, cuz like if I have to go back to the episode and try to like look for the
Yeah,
clip and like edit it,
yeah,
that takes like so much time.
yeah,
And it's just one of those things where like I have to sacrifice not doing it because it's just I got so many other things going on in my life.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I was just asking because like if you pop at least like on my TikTok, like all I see is like podcasts, like clips, which is like
Right.
I guess like the money mine. Like everybody's coming out with a podcast now. You see like ex players, like random people that you never think you'd see again, like in the space. Like they're bringing themselves back into the public eye with podcasts, which is pretty cool. Podcasts are so entertaining.
Mhm.
I'll listen. I listen to a podcast honestly like every night.
Yeah.
Whether that be like like a sports podcast or like business or like a life podcast. Always like I'll pop it on, get my earbuds in, or like I'll go to sleep with it. So it's like it's pretty dope. I love podcasts.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
But I was
There's
just
so
saying
many good
like just
ones.
from some food for thought for sure.
No, no, no. People have mentioned that to me. It's just logistically I don't know if
Yeah, yeah,
I could do it.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Um we have a Papito in the chat. What's up, Papito?
Yeah, what's good, Papito? I like that name. That's a dope name.
Yeah, for sure. But um yeah, I just know like now like there's I'll definitely do certain things like maybe edit some shorts, I'll stream, maybe I'll do a podcast here and there, and that's the type of commitment that I'll make for now
Yeah,
with my schedule. So, and I feel like I have to make that non-negotiable for now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously like you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
And um, maybe like a time arises where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do it a little more. Maybe I'm gonna do a little less, even at a certain point. But um, I mean, it seems like you're doing like very well regardless. So honestly, I'd say keep going with it.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was gonna say that I've been like trying to like post on TikTok every day, and it is like you said, like time consuming. Like you do it right, you cut up like a video and it doesn't do as well as you'd hope, and you're like why did I waste that much time like doing it? It didn't get that many views. So it is like it is very interesting. I started like posting on like YouTube as well, like on like the YouTube Shorts, which I basically
Right.
just like take like the TikToks that I post and I just like upload them there.
Yeah.
It's been cool, but like I feel like YouTube is like an interesting grind. It's definitely different from like all the other platforms, in my opinion. Like from like TikTok, Twitch, very I guess like harder to grow, maybe.
Right.
Um,
Right.
more of a
Uh
slow grind, I guess.
mhm. Yeah, I've been just doing shorts too. So I just, whatever clips I have, I just put on shorts. If there is a longer content worth editing for or putting up, then I'll do that too on the YouTube. Obviously, we got the podcast too. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's just the amount of time I'm just willing to invest in with the whole content thing. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Um yeah, and I feel like, I could be content with just growing slowly a little bit, but even if I don't become like a full-time streamer or anything, like that's okay. Like
Yeah.
It's not the most important thing. Like I'm just enjoying the whole process of it and just doing all this stuff. Like this is I do it because I enjoy it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I'm kind of the same way. Like, obviously, like, anybody that's streaming is obviously wants, you know, they want to become partnered one day, or like,
Right.
yeah, like a point where like, they can come on every day and like you got like a good amount of people. And like I honestly, that's the goal, but I enjoy doing it regardless. If it happens, it happens. And I'm kind of okay with like the slow grind too, but like, it's like an interesting kind of like medium, I guess, because you want to keep growing, right? But you can't like worry about like growing too much. So it is a little interesting. I don't know. Very interesting.
Yeah, cuz you could stream like every day for like a couple hours
Yeah.
and you'd probably grow more as opposed to streaming like 2 to 3 days a week,
Yeah.
But then what are you losing out on? Like, what's the trade off,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. There's always something that you're trading off.
Yeah.
Honestly, like now you say that, what I've noticed is I've been maybe if I'm not streaming every day, but like maybe sometimes like I'll like do like a two or like a 3 hour stream, 2 3 hour stream,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like better for myself and like kind of sometimes even better for like the stream. Like where if I'm not like like streaming like 5 6 hours, it's way better if I'm like splitting that time and I can do like other things and
Right.
give better quality to like the actual stream.
No, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Papito actually asked a good question. So I guess this is for both of us. But what got us into the whole YouTube and streaming thing?
You want to go first?
Sure, yeah. Well, a lot of people already know this, but I got into it during the pandemic and I wasn't working at the time, playing a lot of FIFA, and I thought, hey man, why don't I try this streaming Twitch thing out? So, um yeah, and I started off on YouTube, but then eventually went to Twitch. It was definitely a slow grind because I got into it like not knowing anybody and not really knowing Twitch. So I kind of figured it out as I was going. And then with the YouTube thing, obviously posting content, eventually got into the podcast. It's been like 2 years now doing the podcast, so um, that's pretty much how I got into it.
That's really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I wish that I got into it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like or during the pandemic. I wasn't like I always like wanted to like go into like maybe streaming because I've always liked, FIFA, and I liked like, gaming. And I've watched like Twitch for a while and it was so cool. And I was like, when you watch like Twitch streams, you think like you look at something and you're like, oh, I can definitely do that too. It's like streaming is not like rocket science, for the most part. Like it's just like, you how you like carry yourself out and how you connect with like your audience and stuff like that. It's like really how it defines you. But I kind of got into it. I think it was like it's gotta be like a year, maybe a little more than a year now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like around a year, honestly. And I don't know, I kind of just had that like I was like, you know what? I've been playing the game. I watched like a few streamers. Like I started watching Don Borello. You don't know if you know who that is, and
Yes.
I started like being in his community. Like I realized how like you kind of I don't know, from the outside sometimes you don't realize how like close knit some of like the communities are. Like the FIFA community I feel like is pretty tight compared to like other communities in terms of like singular streamers or like that whole community as a whole. And I became pretty, I guess, involved in his community. Like I'm not I'm one of his mods now. Like I've been in
Mm-hmm.
one of his mods for a while. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start streaming. And thankfully, like I knew him, and he like would drop a raid here and there, and it was
Yeah.
cool. Like you start.
Yeah.
I was like at 0 followers, and I my stream looked bad. What I mean, I didn't have a great
Mm.
camera, and I didn't have like the nice like I actually had a capture card, but I didn't really know what I was doing. You start streaming, like you start figuring out a lot of things, like you start tweaking things here and there. But like you start seeing like 30 40 50 people in here, you're like, you know what, I kind of do enjoy this. You know what I mean? Like it's cool like being with like other people playing the game, um and like obviously providing content and just like carrying good vibes, which I try to do in the streams. And thankfully, um he was a good dude and helped me out like early on. And then obviously you start building so many relationships. Like I met you through streaming pretty early on. I think so too. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
exactly when. I think I met you through, I want to say maybe like That's it. I don't know how I met you. Maybe it was like through a Yoshi raid. I
It
think it's
might
like
have been,
something like
yeah.
that. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe I raided you one day, you raided me, something
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
But like just like random stuff like that. Like you'll meet like somebody through a raid, or you'll be chilling in somebody that like, you know, I'll be chilling like maybe like in your chat, I'll have you pulled up and then you raid somebody, and then I end up like maybe chatting with that dude. At least that's how I am. And like you build like really like quick relationships and pretty good relationships. Like there's a lot of good people in the community. So it kind of just like, I started out with streaming and it kind of just like kept me there. The game is not the best. I feel like a lot of people that like discourages them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And but like for the most part, like I've kept streaming just because like I enjoy it.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's great, man. We got a lot of kind words from Sarah and Papito. Appreciate it. Appreciating our streams. I appreciate you guys for coming through.
Goats, my goats.
Yeah.
Thanks for popping out to the live for sure.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Papito asked another good question. He's like, what's a good or what's a hurdle that you felt that you can get over when you were first starting out?
Um, I mean, the thing is, when you start streaming, I feel like I had like a good mentality where it's like I knew I was going to be streaming to at least like one people. You kind of have to get that through your head. Like you're not going to have people and like on anything, right? Like I have that mentality kind of now with like I said before, like you post a TikTok, like you sometimes it's not going to do well. Like you're not
Mm-hmm.
like you don't have like the backbone of like a big following yet. Um, so like it's tough sometimes. That's a big hurdle. Like you're like sitting there with like nobody in your chat, and like I
Mm-hmm.
definitely that's why like these days like I definitely am very appreciative of like having like a solid amount of people join the streams and chill. It is nice to see a chat moving and like helps like honestly carry the stream. Like a chat is a big part of the stream. So shout out to everybody that ever pops into a chat and like chats it up with the streamer. And yeah, honestly, I'd say that's probably the biggest hurdle at the beginning. I don't know about you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. For me, there's a couple. I think in the very beginning when I first started streaming, um, unlike you, Nick, I didn't really have a community that
Yeah,
I was already like plugged in with, like in a couple
yeah,
streams. So I didn't have that. I went in there like just with a blind eye. I just went in
yeah,
there just completely unknown to like what you could do with Twitch and like
yeah,
the community aspect of it. Because when you have that in the beginning, like a
yeah,
community, people, the streamers would support you if you're in your
yeah, for
streams a
sure.
lot, like you said.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, so I didn't have that early on. So like getting to affiliate was kind of tough.
yeah,
You just like those days where you're streaming, no one's in there, but you're
yeah,
still like talking and you have that
yeah.
one
It is.
viewer
Yeah,
and you
because
appreciate
you
that one
kind of.
viewer being there,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like I
Yeah,
gotta keep talking, but like there's
exactly.
nobody in here. So like should I keep talking? But like you're like I gotta. So you're still talking, but like it's kind of
Exactly.
it's so crazy. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So, and then I had to be like, I had to measure and be technical or tactical with how the length of my streams just to hit that affiliate, that three
Exactly.
viewership.
You don't want to go over if you don't got like the three people in there. Like
Exactly.
what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. If there was like one viewer, then I'll just like end the stream right
Yeah.
away.
Sorry guys. Yeah. FIFA's got me a little crazy. I'll see you guys next time.
I'll be like, hey, yo, I gotta hit affiliate. I gotta hit the stream.
Yeah, I
There's
got you.
not too many people here. So
Yeah.
that was the early hurdle. Later on, I'd feel like, kind of like you were saying, like some things won't really go viral with the shorts or with the content, and you could get discouraged little bit, or it could be like just comparing numbers with other people. I think that's a big thing. Like
Yeah.
as you're coming up, you're like, there's some people that started later than you, but they're doing so much better, and you're just like, what is he
Yeah.
doing that I'm not doing well? How come I can't hit that viewership? So that's
Honestly,
yeah,
that's yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, I feel like it's kind of like just human nature. You end up doing that like
exactly.
really in like anything, right? Like you're always trying to like anything you do. I mean, growing up, school, work, anything, right? You're trying to compare yourself to see like what you could do better, what other people are doing. And I do agree with you. You find yourself doing that in the streaming world a lot. I mean, at least like as a creator, but I love doing it. I feel like I love it. Like, you see people like they're like people that you've been growing with, right? You see people like they're pulling viewers, they're doing something, right? I'm always trying to like I love being in people's streams, seeing what they're doing and what's working for them, what's not working for them. And then you start evaluating like what you're doing, right? And then what you could do different. So
Right. Right.
definitely agree with you.
Yeah, for sure. And I think over time I learned to just kind of get over that, like let that go and
Yeah.
not really compare myself with people. It's just
Yeah.
like again, just enjoying the community, just enjoying my streams, enjoying the vibes.
That's true. Yep.
And when I do that, I enjoy my experience more, my streaming experience more.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, if you're worried about the numbers way too much, it'll definitely like make I guess it'll make like a little more of like a toxic environment for yourself, right? Maybe like the streams are normal, but like maybe you're not having as much fun with it, right?
Mhm.
At the end of the day, if you're at least this is how I think. Um, if you're doing something that you think is, quality and you got people that are supporting you no matter what, and um eventually the numbers will come, like people will start coming in, you'll start touching more people. It's interesting how Twitch works. I feel like at some points, it is random. There's people that are really good at the game and they get you know their viewership because of that. There's people that have like the personality and they get viewership with that. People that have a little bit of both. So
Right.
it's just like, you just gotta, I guess, maybe trial and error, right? You gotta
Mhm.
like, it's like by chance sometimes,
Yeah,
but you gotta keep going at it like anything, right?
definitely. Definitely. 100%. Man, Sarah and Babito are asking some really good questions.
No, they're
Oh,
bringing some great questions. I appreciate you guys
yeah,
popping them in the chat.
definitely, definitely. So Sarah asked, "Will help you get more comfortable to talk into the microphone and camera for hours on, and how do you cope with hate?"
Oof, oof, two big ones.
Two big ones.
I mean, I feel like when I started streaming, like I had a bunch of like friends and family that were like, "How do you like?" That's like the number one question. I actually never thought about like being uncomfortable like in front of a camera. That wasn't like something that came across my head, but it is a big thing. Like you saying it now, like that's like the first thing that people think about. I didn't really that didn't really cross my head, but I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of like if you're being yourself and you enjoy what game you're playing and you are confident. Everything comes down to confidence in there, right? Like if you're confident in what content you're producing, um, and that you are putting out like a good product of some sort, it usually ends up just being pretty swift. Like I said, I never really thought about that. And then like the hate comments, I mean, it's the internet, so that's how kind of how I look at hate comments. There's gonna be hate regardless. People, there's very weird people out there. You probably realize like how like Twitch is a very interesting place in terms of the vast majority of people that you get. You get like your older people, you get your younger people, you get like people that just want to come in and troll. And you know what? Like fair play to all of them, even the trolls, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got there's little they're little kids. Sometimes not saying it's right or wrong, but I kind of just like if it's like something crazy, I'll just like instant ban or something or like timeout.
Yeah.
Um, but like something that like I've learned in like really anything is like you never take anything too deep. Like people don't like know you at all for the most part. You know what I mean? Like you put out a persona online, right? They don't actually know who you are. So always take like the hate with like a grain of salt. Like it's not anything crazy. At least that's what
Mm-hmm.
I've learned. I don't know.
Yeah,
Honestly, I don't know how you take it either, but
no, those are great points. Yeah. Um, and yeah, I think being comfortable in terms of talking on stream for a long time, I mean, kind of goes back to what Nick is saying about confidence. It's like the more you keep doing it, you get better at it.
that's
So
true.
like in the beginning, like my streams, like when I talk, I don't even know like what to really say, and it was
One
like
hundred
kind of
percent.
awkward.
Yep.
Even with like my first podcast too, it's like I didn't get it down.
Yeah.
But the more you do it, it's like you'll get better at it, and the more you get better at it, the more confidence you'll get in doing
Exactly.
streaming and doing podcasts or whatever content that you're putting up. So it just takes practice. The more practice you put in, the more time you put in, you get better at it. And in terms of dealing with hate, it's like, well, you really set the tone with the streams, the vibe that you put up in your streams. So if you put out good vibes, like usually the people that stick around are the people who generally have good vibes. I mean, like my streams have like very positive vibes, so for the most part, I get I get like good vibes in my stream, like positive vibes. Like obviously there'll be trash talking and people go at it, but
Yeah,
um,
it's all banter for the most part, you know.
right, right. And the true haters, they say something, but they don't last for long because they either get banned or timed out,
Yeah,
and
it's just
they
like
just don't
yeah,
stick around for much. Because
yeah. Most people are just they're kind of how I think about it is most people that are trying to hate online like there's probably something like more like going on with them. You know what I mean? Than them
exactly,
trying to like come after me. So it is what it is. Like you don't I don't really like ever like think about like the hate at all. I always try to like if you let the hate overshine like the actual like good that's having your stream, then you don't got anything going on then, right? Because usually you got a lot more good going on for the most part, right?
exactly. Yeah, they got their own issues, so like
Yeah,
whatever. Like that's
yeah,
what they have to deal with. But if
yeah,
they come at me, I'll just like I'll play around with it. Like
yeah.
it
Exactly. That's
doesn't
what you got
phase
to
me
do.
as well. Yeah,
Yeah, you just gotta play around with it. You see somebody like people come in and come in and like first thing like start trolling. Like, all right,
yeah.
I'll play around a little bit, see what's good with you. Maybe they end up not being a troll. It's definitely happened to me where somebody comes in crazy and they're like, all right, this guy doesn't care. Like, and I'll just start being chill now. Or you have the people that keep egging on, and then I'm like, sayonara, and then they're not there anymore. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Right,
But yeah,
right.
back with like the camera thing. I mean, um, like you said, like it's just all about being comfortable too. Just
Hmm.
confidence, comfortability, and then, like obviously, like when I first started, I wasn't like amazing at speaking on like into
Hmm.
like a mic. It's definitely something that you're not like born with into doing. It's something that you got to keep doing if you want to be good at it. And I'm not anywhere like I'm still not like amazing at it, right? I want to get better at you know streaming, like vocalizing in a stream or like into like a podcast or into a mic, but it just comes with like I guess time, practice, and sometimes like even like you know taking ideas from other people, like
Right.
watching other streams, seeing how they're doing it. You see
Hmm.
podcasts and stuff like that. So trial and error again.
100%. Yeah. Um, and Papito's he's one of my viewers, but Papito, I was not saying you're the one hating in my streams.
Oh
He's
no,
he
some
thinks
friendly fire.
I guess he thought I thought I was referring to him. No, I wasn't referring to you, bro.
Yeah,
And
Papito,
then he talked.
you're good, bro.
Yeah, you're good, man. Don't worry about it. And then you talk. He mentioned UCL predictions. Well, we kind of talked about that, so you could watch the replay, Papito. And
That's
then
true.
he
That's true.
also asked, would we ever do a collab stream with each other on different content other than the podcast?
So how would that work? Because I mean, honestly I've been trying to do like do you know who Yardy is? Yardy Foot.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah. So like I haven't really gotten into like collabs at all. Like the most I guess with collabs is like this, right? But I was like talking to him about trying to do like a tourney for FIFA. Didn't really come
Yeah.
up with anything, but I did do a tournament like on my own.
Got it.
But like that aside, like how would you say like a collab would like go about? Like what do you mean by that?
Uh,
Aside from the podcast.
yeah, that's interesting. Aside from the podcast, like what I've done in the past, I know you're a different console too. You're on
Yeah.
Xbox. So what I've done with people on PS is we've done like pro club friendlies.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
dope. And I'm
Yeah.
actually gonna get a PlayStation soon, so maybe that'll be like an upcoming thing, maybe, and we can do like a little pro clubs thing. Because pro clubs is so fun. I honestly enjoy it a lot. Started playing it recently.
Yeah,
Great time.
it's actually a really good time if you do it
Yeah,
with another streamer. They have their own club. They have their
that's
team.
dope.
We have our team. And we just go at it and just like a best out of three.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I in the future I'd definitely be down with that. I'm trying to get a PlayStation right now, so
Got it.
we
Got it.
shall see.
Yeah, we could definitely do something like that. Obviously, there's like other types of contents that you could do, like I don't know, like on YouTube. There's like I don't know about squad building things. You ever see those on YouTube?
Yeah,
Like
I
FIFA
mean,
build?
I've
Yeah.
been around like FIFA YouTube for so long. People, there's so many different things that people have done, like the squad building, like showdowns, I think is what you're talking about, and then like
Right.
it's interesting. I mean, I'm down for anything, and this is like for like not only you, but I'm always open. Like somebody hits me in my DMs, I'm never like be like, oh no. I always
Right.
consider it like right away, and like if like I think I could do it, and like we can like do something, I'm down.
Right. Right. And you could also do like just play co-op,
Yeah,
with
for
your
sure.
buddies
Like
and yeah, so
Yeah, I'm always open for sure.
Right.
Like I
Yeah.
said,
So.
FIFA content is not like, there's not like something that like I'm tied to every day. So if somebody
Mm-hmm.
comes up to me and is like, yo, you don't want to do this, want to do that, why not try, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. So yeah, there's a lot of things you could do out there, but like yeah, my thing would be obviously the podcast, and I've done like pro club friendlies before, so
That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah,
I
it's
actually
a good
didn't play
time.
pro clubs until like very recently, a
Okay,
couple of weeks ago.
got it, got
I
it.
was like kind of like skeptical about it because I used to love pro clubs like back in the day, but
Mm-hmm.
like I said, like FIFA for the last month has been like so boring, I guess, like that. So I was like, you know what, let me try hopping on in clubs. I've been hopping on with my boys, like hopped on with like Pugs, and that was a good time. And then like Don Barello, he had like his pro clubs thing. So it's
Yeah,
just been fun. It's something like
nice.
different, I guess, like
Yeah,
change of pace for sure. So I've enjoyed that.
yeah, definitely, definitely. So I wanna, dude. It's already been like an hour and 40 minutes, man.
That's actually
Jeez,
crazy.
I know that's insane, man. The time
Yeah,
flies, man.
it does.
Jeez. Actually, Papito asked another thing. He's like, he has an idea. You both start rivals at the same time, race who finish most wins and losers discard the
Yeah,
highest card.
that's
That's
kind of
crazy.
crazy. That
That's
is kind of
crazy.
crazy.
I will shut down that idea because I think Nick will get there first.
I mean, how FIFA is today, I wouldn't put it past like anything happening that I would just like end up stopping halfway through. Like it's just like I don't know, that's a toxic challenge.
Yeah, it's
I'd
too
rather do
toxic.
like no, but like if you ever actually have an idea, like a YouTube, maybe YouTube, or like maybe we do it on like Twitch, and it ends up being like a YouTube video. I'm
Yeah,
always open, so DMs are wide open for sure.
for sure. Likewise, likewise. If you got
Mhm.
something to, let me know.
W for
Yeah.
sure.
Actually, what I've also done too recently is this FIFA. I've done like we have this past and present league where
Okay.
I'm in a league with other streamers, and it's like a season long, competition where
Hmm.
we all match up with each other, and then whoever's at the top of the table wins the league, right?
Yeah, I
Just
think
like a
I've
normal
seen
footy
that
league.
on Twitter. I think I have seen that on Twitter. Yeah,
Yeah, so we each got like our own past and present club team,
that's dope.
and we
Which
just
one
play
do you
against
have?
each other. I have PSG.
Oh wait, you must be killing it then, huh?
I don't. I feel like other people have better teams though,
Really?
and like,
So like, do you not have like the Messi, Mbappe? Like that's all
see,
you
I have
got?
like a gold Messi. I don't have
Yeah.
Mbappe
Oh no,
because
you're
he's just
handicapping.
exactly like.
Yeah, but he's expensive though, right? Yeah.
I mean, I got some good players in there, but I
Yeah.
don't have the Mbappe and the Neymar because they're too
Yeah.
expensive.
But like if you like yeah, the thing is like coins are a big matter, but like if you could get like the full squad of like PSG passive president, like you could I think Ginola played for PSG too, and then you have like Ronaldinho, you got there's potential for craziness there, but
Exactly, there is.
break the
It's
bank.
just exactly. I don't have. I ain't got
Yeah.
nothing in the bank. You know.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, so that's the problem. But hey, man, if I could get an untradeable PSG, one of those players, or just pack pull
Facts.
him, yeah,
Facts. Big facts.
then I might have a chance. But I mean, that's been pretty fun. Nice little
Yeah.
collab with streamers, and
That's dope.
yeah, yeah. So yeah. Um. So I do want to ask you one more question before we head out, and we should
Sure
probably
thing.
wrap up soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Is like we kind of talked about this, but what do you want to do with do you have any plans with streaming from this point on? Do you want to keep streaming till the end? I know Tots is gonna come up soon, so we definitely gotta be streaming for that, right?
Yeah. So I mean I think I tried to like keep streaming through like even like the dead time of like FIFA, right? I tried to just like keep pushing through it, and it's been like slow grind, right? And like um thankfully we're coming up to like a cool time in FIFA with like FUT birthday, which should bring back some people, maybe some new viewership, and good content, right? Like FUT birthday is usually perennially like a really good promo. Hopefully they don't mess it up. Um but it should be a good time, and then that should lead into maybe, like a couple of cool new promos that I think they've hinted at. Like there's like a FUT or no, like a something that has to do with like award winners. So like, people are speculating we're gonna see like players with like dynamic images of like holding like trophies, Messi holding a
Yeah.
Ballon d'Or,
Mm-hmm.
but that should be coming up soon too. So there's like some cool things incoming, so that's fun. And then obviously you have team of the season. So I plan to be like streaming through all of that, right? Whether that's like every day or like taking off like here and there. I plan to like keep pushing through, and then like after team of the season, is always like an interesting time, right? Um, I guess we'll see like what happens then, but like as of right now, I still enjoy streaming a lot, so I'll probably end up finding time for it, regardless.
For sure. Yeah, I know like towards the end of, or at least during the summer is when you could potentially get a lot more viewership if you're a smaller
Yeah,
streamer.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's always a good time to grind then.
yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
people, a lot of the big streamers, they always talk about. I mean, I know Foot Market, he's talked about it a lot where he grew the most. Like when he was streaming, he grew the most during the summer because you got like, all the big boys, they're taking their like vacations, they don't got to stream during the summer. They made all their money through like the
Yeah.
regular FIFA cycle. So there's viewers that are left in the wasteland and they're going to go on the recommended, they're going to the directory, and,
Exactly.
trying to find like new people, right? So the summer is dope, regardless of like whether the content is good or not.
Yeah.
So I'll most likely, like I said, just keep going through it.
Right.
See what happens.
Right. Right. I personally too experienced like a boost of viewership during that time period, so I definitely know the feeling. Um, but I'm also trying to think like for me personally, like during tots, maybe like stream for like a 30 days straight.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, I
Yeah.
know, like I said, Pugs is planning to do the full April, which is
Right.
very dope. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of gives yourself a challenge, and then also like lets your viewership know that you're gonna be there every day, right? Check in every
Mm-hmm.
day.
Yeah.
Um, so that is really smart. And like the thing is it's I mean, at least for me, like it'd be like I said, it would really hold you to like actually streaming every day. So there's really no harm to it, right? You can't miss, right?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, definitely a good time to do it.
Yeah, definitely. So I've done that before. I've done like a month, like every day streaming, and that was like definitely a grind.
Yeah,
But you do get, when you're streaming consistently like that, you do get a
you
huge,
see the dividends, right? Yeah,
yeah. You see the
for
dividends. You
sure.
see a lot more people coming in.
Yeah,
So.
it makes sense. I mean, like I said, like I've been trying to stay consistent with my schedule the past month, and like you
Mm-hmm.
do see like people know like when you're gonna go live, right? They'll like ping you or whatever in Discord, or like you have the same people popping in because like they know your schedule, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it honestly, like number one thing I feel like is just consistency, right? Whatever you're
Right.
gonna do, just be consistent with it.
Right. Right. Well said. Well said. Um, I think it's a good time to wrap it up, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate you
for
being
sure.
here, Nick.
I
Is there
appreciate you
anything
having me
else?
on again.
Yeah, yeah, no problem, man. Is there anything else you want to say or mention before we take off? Any other questions or?
No, I mean I appreciate the two people. I think it was Sarah and Papito for asking the
Yes.
questions. Those are
Mm-hmm.
actually like really good questions that
Yeah.
honestly you don't. I mean, at least for me, I don't really get to talk about with like a lot of people because like either like because I'm not talking about that with like my friends or anything. Like they don't know like exactly like what the streaming life really is about, and
Right.
you don't really get to
Right.
talk about it with like other streamers because like usually like they're streaming, right? So it's kind of interesting. So I appreciate you guys asking that question, and then you obviously hosting the podcast and
Mm-hmm.
asking the great questions that you did. I mean, you made almost 2 hours fly by in a second. I can't believe we were just on
I
it for two
know,
hours. It's
right?
crazy. Um,
Jeez.
but yeah, that's really all I got to say.
Yeah,
Thank you
for
again.
sure. No, no, thank you, Papito, Sarah. Thank you for the great questions, and no, I appreciate you sharing your perspective too, because it's nice for them to ask those questions too, and just to hear your perspective and also get feedback from you. It's always helpful, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, appreciate you guys all being here. We will end the live session right now. Nick, where could people find you if they want to follow you?
So on Twitch, Nick Royalty underscore, on TikTok, Nick Royalty underscore, Instagram, Nick Royalty underscore, and then I just started posting on YouTube, and it's just I'm pretty sure Nick Royalty underscore as well. And then Twitter's just Nick Royalty underscore again, I think. But yeah, if you guys want to check it out, I'd appreciate it.
Yes. We'll leave the links in the description below so you guys could drop them a follow. and support him. But again, appreciate you guys all being here in the live session, and for those of you watching the replay, appreciate it as well. Drop a like and subscribe to the content, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.